All right. Greetings, my dear friends. I know you've been waiting. Thank you for the wait. By the way, I had to spend a little bit more time with one of my Indian clients. And by the way, just sharing that information that we're going to be discussing today. And a bunch of good and bad news today, guys, especially if you're from India and you are either in the beginning of your process of immigration, or you're in the middle of it, or maybe at the end. For all of you, there are bad and good news. And again, this stream and this year in general is they do have something in common, right? And that's the motto of the stream. And the motto of this year is that immigrating to the US becoming increasingly harder. And guys, guess what? It's not gonna stop. Okay? The way it's going right now, it's my worst predictions from last year, and you guys know I love predictions because I'm a lawyer of the future and I'm looking in the future to give you good results today. Even my worst predictions, even my worst predictions are kind of smooth and nice predictions comparing to what's going on right now. Okay, so. And we're going to discuss this in details, but before we begin, let me guys give you the chance to get a free evaluation. I'm going to drop you the link in the comment section, and it's going to be below this video if you're watching it after the online stream ended. And you have to do the free evaluation, guys, if you're really serious about your future. So get the free evaluation right out of the way. I'm going to drop the link in the comment section, and know the chances of your case and know the potential. A little bit of good news. I got some fresh approvals for a bunch of visas today. First of all, one of our Indian clients who's a dentist got an approval, guys. Okay, Indian dentist. I know that still some of you are pushing the agenda that doctors or dentists who are also doctors cannot get an approval for the EB-1A, for the talent visa. This is not true, guys. I've been getting doctors approved since the beginning of the times, okay? And of course, not as scientists. If a doctor is a scientist, that's one thing. It's like you almost make the talent of research or continuous research. This is different. But the practicing doctors, guys, I've been getting those approvals. Lord knows when I started doing that. While everybody was saying that it's impossible, you cannot get it without the American license. Right, all right. Since then, I got probably close to 50 or more approvals for EB-1A for doctors. And of course, today's approval for the dentist is another proof. And another profession where everybody's saying, even the top immigration attorneys, the way they call themselves, which I have nothing against, sure, whatever, they keep saying that you cannot get the foreign attorneys approval for EB-1A. Of course, just last week we got one of them. It was like 6th or 7th this year alone, and on top of a few dozens before, right? While they saying we cannot get approved for attorneys, we keep getting them, all right? Yes, it's hard. Sometimes we have to file and refile and do the little tricks and put a lot of pressure on the immigration officer. But if you get the result, who cares? Okay, who cares? Okay, so we also have, there's so many approvals, guys. I just keep forgetting. A few IT people, I don't even mention the IT people who are getting approvals with us. There's a lot of them. We got another good approval for the oil and gas engineer from Russia, and he's been with us for a while. He filed his first case more than a year ago without premium processing. We got an RFE. We responded to RFE. We got a denial. We refiled the case with premium processing, got an RFE, responded to it, and got an approval. Okay, it's a good case. I called my client today. His name is Vladimir, and he was happy. He was happy to talk to me, and he was, he said, Stanislav, even though we had a few hurdles, I never lost the trust in you as a professional. And that's the way, guys. If you pick me as your attorney, you gotta give me the trust. You gotta give me that space for maneuver, and you gotta trust my judgment, because some decisions that I may make on your case may not appeal to you, but if you trust me, then it's gonna make sense at the end when we get you approved. Okay. All right. Let me see what else. Well, let me give you another thing that's happening right now with just with the immigration, guys. The USCIS is very aggressive, very aggressive. I've been practicing law since 2015, and I was in the American jurisprudence even before that when I was in law school. I've never seen such hawkish USCIS. They just try. It almost feels like they're trying the way just to get you denied and get you deported or whatever. And I see that with we don't do that separately as a service, but when you hire us for your talent visa, business visa, or national interest waiver visa, sometimes we'll help you with extension of status, change of status, and things like that. And guys, those things right now is a nightmare. Not only once you beyond 180 days on your tourist status, and even though you in the process of changing or adjusting your status to the green card, which was already approved, they may put you in the removal proceedings. Guys, this is insane. This is insane. You have legal right, you have lawful presence in the US. Yes, you don't have the status, but you have the lawful presence, authorized presence. And they still send you cases to the immigration court. And out of the blue, not only you get all that stress to deal with this. Yes, they're not gonna deport you, but to deal with this is very stressful. And the expenses. You have to hire an attorney to go to that removal proceedings, and an attorney fighting for you and showing all the documents. It's not gonna be me, guys. I'm not doing those deportation cases. This is too much for me. I'm doing the talent cases. That's my expertise. But of course we will advise, but that's out of nowhere. You have to spend at least a few $1,000s if you're lucky, probably more, just to prove that you are not a camel. And this is the expression in Russian. We have this expression, like they want me to prove I'm not a camel. Like showing the ridiculousness of the situation, right? Like obviously you're not a camel, but now you have to prove it, okay? How you do this, nobody knows. Yeah, that's what's going on. Very aggressive, very hawkish, very intolerant to minor things that never played a role in the past. So again, guys, if you keep waiting for Lord knows what you're waiting for, it's not gonna be easier in anytime soon. Okay, that's another 3.5 years of Trump, and probably the next administration is also gonna be Republicans. You know, I'm not saying there will be, but there's a good chance. So, not doing it right now is a big mistake. Okay, now let's switch to the news, and those are not very good news, guys. Number one, Trump on AI summit, which was happening end of July, a week ago, the 2025, he urged major tech firms like what? Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, the Magnificent Seven. The Magnificent Seven. He urged to stop hiring workers from India. Okay? You guys feel that pressure, huh? If you're from India. Stop hiring people from India and prioritize American employees. And there is a rumor that he mentioned to impose tariffs on those big companies if they hire the Indian employees, okay? In other words, making it more expensive for them to do. And the reason why they're doing this is because they spend less money. So what does that actually mean? And I already got the fresh video on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's out yet or it's coming, but I'm explaining that into detail, with detail. And my main message to you guys, if you are planning to get H-1B visa, it's gonna be much harder. And I'm gonna tell you another news about the possible reform of this program. But it's not the worst case, because if you don't have H-1B, there is less problem for you. But if you are on H-1B, and even if you have your EB2 perm or EB3 perm approved with a priority date and you're just waiting for your green card to be available, guys, your H1s, based on what's going on, could be suspended based on this policy. Okay, of course, this is the nightmare and the worst case scenario. I don't give it a lot of chances to happen, but a week ago, there were 0 chances of that happening. Today, it's more than 0. And that's what's scary, okay? Because if you are on H-1B, you're from India, and you have your priority date, let's say 2019, yes, it's still 6 years, but if you get your EB1A approved with us, and all our Indian clients are approved who work with us, and it's not 1, 2 people, those are dozens upon dozens, probably hundreds at this point, okay? Everybody gets approved. So if you get EB1A approved with H-1B and priority date before February 2022, you are 6 months away from holding your green card in your hands after approval of your EB1A case. And to get it approved, it's 6 months also. So 6 plus 6, you are 1 year away from getting your green card. Okay? So my question to you, what are you waiting for? I don't know. You guys tell me. Maybe in the comment section. Maybe in the after this stream is over, I promise I will look. What's your explanation? What is your explanation? And especially if you went through free evaluation and I told you I will get you approved. If I told you that, what are you waiting for? And this is a rhetorical question, guys. This is a rhetorical question. There is nothing to wait. Okay, so what else? Yeah, H-1B, guys, for whatever reason, is being under pressure right now. And news number 2, also about H-1B. We have the new USCIS director. And guys, this is the top person, right? USCIS director. Joseph Adlow. Joseph Adlow. He just was appointed on July 18th, right? July 18th. So he's been 2 weeks in. And now he shares his plan to bring reform to H-1B visa and citizenship test. Let's leave citizenship test alone. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about this. Nobody cares about this right now because to get there, we have a lot of things to happen. Now, and again, they offered a bunch of things, right? A bunch of things. But what really concerns me and should concern you a lot is that they want to change the way they approach the H-1B visas. And the way they want to change it is as follows. They want to, because right now it's more about your education, your skills, and the profession you're in, and English, and all these things. And it's less about the salary. Now they want to add or change the requirement of the selections based on a higher salary. Okay? And guys, let's think about this. And let's be real and true. Okay, let's be real and true. Because I know one thing what it says in a paper, one thing how it really works in the real world. The sole purpose, and this is my opinion, okay? It's not the opinion of my company, it's my personal opinion as a person. The whole purpose of H-1B visas, which are 85,000 a year, is to promote the development of the US-based companies and establish the leadership of US technology in the world through cheap labor. Okay? So on H-1B, let's say you are AI IT specialist, okay? You C++ or you Python, right? And you do your things. And your market salary must be, I don't know, 150, 160, right? If you have some experience. So on H-1B, your salary may be easily 100, 110, 120, but nothing crazier than that. So imagine if a big company who hires hundreds, maybe thousands of people like you, and could be any other IT, cybersecurity engineers, data analysts, project managers, if they can save, let's go on a lower, $30,000 per year per person, multiplied by 1,000 people, a few thousand people, we're talking about millions, maybe tens, and maybe for some companies, hundreds millions of dollars in saving a year using H-1B visa and getting highly educated professional people, mostly from India. And you guys I know you guys Indians, and I disagree with those biases people have against Indians. I don't care about them because I know you, my clients, my potential clients, hardworking, professional, ethical, very educated, very focused. You guys gems for those companies. And of course, you get less money, but doing twice as much work. So get those savings and double them for those companies. Of course, it's a win for them. It's a huge victory because they can use those money to invest in the companies, in technology, in building, creating, and just doing great, right? And and that was the sole purpose of this program, right? Guys, let me know if you think differently. Let me know. Let's talk about this. But that's what it is. Now, they the Trump administration, Trump themselves, they say, hey, this is wrong. This is wrong. We need to now base our selection process on how high the salary is and prioritize those who offer more money. So that way it's probably easier to hire the local American instead of going through the process of H-1B with Indian, Chinese, and other nations. So that in itself is just killing the whole purpose of this program. This is ridiculous, guys. You know, I voted for Trump and I support a lot of things that he does, but it doesn't mean I agree with everything that he does. And this is just complete BS. Okay, this is ridiculous. It's like basically shooting yourself in the foot and being happy about this. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I don't know if they're gonna do this or if the industry is gonna just backfire on this and fight those things. I don't know what's gonna happen, but this is not a good sign. This is definitely not a good sign. All right, let's move on. I'm a little bit emotional about this. All right, and news number 3, which is no news, okay, but the U.S. Embassy, and you guys know I love you Indians, but Trump is on your case. He's on your case. I don't know what's the problem, but he's on your case. And U.S. Embassy in India issued a warning. I don't know why it's Indian embassy, U.S. embassy in India. I'm not sure about that. But they issued a warning that even a small violation of the law may lead not only to revocation of the current visa, but also it may ban you forever from coming to the U.S. Okay? I don't know. I don't hear much news. Indians kind of, if Indians are criminals, I actually think you guys not criminals at all. You, especially those who are getting those visas, the tourist visas, the F1, the H-1Bs and others. You guys also always professional, educated, from good families and good backgrounds. So you don't do this kind of crap, right? Of course, things may happen and DUI and driving when you got a few drinks. Sure, that happens to everyone, but not to the extent to issue a warning on the level of the embassy. Guys, tell me what's going on. I'm missing something. What did Indians do? Is it because of the tariffs and the policies that India has towards the U.S. goods and services? Is it that thing? Because I'm confused. That's the only beef I see between U.S. and India about the tariffs and how much to charge for this and for that. And Trump mentioned that India was pretty hawkish on the tariffs and economic treatment of the U.S. goods and U.S. services. So maybe that is the reason, like personal reason, or what? Give me your thoughts, guys. Give me your thoughts, because I don't see anything else besides this, right? Like just, and you know how Trump is. He's you don't like me. Like if a president of some country, you don't like me? Okay, 50% tariff. No sense, nonsense, no sense and nonsense. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know. I'm just curious. You know, I'm curious to see what your idea is. I have mine. I don't really get what's going on, but let it be. Let it be. All right. So, guys, free evaluation is gonna save your souls, okay, especially if you're from India. I attached the link to the free evaluation. Please do it now, do not postpone it. We are so good with approvals. Our overall rating is 90+%, but some categories, some nations, some professions is we have 100% for some of you, especially Indians. And Vishesh, thank you. Thank you, Vishesh. I appreciate. I love all of you guys, all 7 of you watching me right now, and a couple of hundreds that are gonna watch me in the future, right? But thank you, Vishesh. That's the only reasonable explanation I see. Like putting that pressure on Indian government, like, hey, I can hurt you from different sides. And of course, if you get the best people from India in the US, of course, they're connected to businesses, to the government, to the rich people, to the wealthy families, to the clans. Of course, each country has clans in the government. So, of course, putting pressure on regular people has a ripple effect to the government, and they feel the friction. So that's what Trump was doing with Ukraine and many other countries, right? Like putting the pressure on regular people to affect the government. Okay, Gabriela, do you think the US will enforce the ban on Indians eventually, or is just another Trump's aggressive rant? I don't know. I really don't. Because if you asked me this question a month ago, I would say just, what are you talking about? Like, there's no indication, there's nothing to enforce. Like, I don't see this. But today, just within 1 week, everything flipped, right? We flipped upside down. And now, what was good yesterday is no good no more today. And I would not be surprised if Trump will start implementing certain changes showing his real intent until after the Indian government bans. Okay? And as we see, everybody bans at the end, even China. Okay? Even China. Let's hope it's just a game. How far they're gonna push? We don't know. How much you guys gonna be affected? We don't know. What we do know, that if you start working on your EB1A case today, and if you're from India and you have your priority date before February 2022, you guys looking at your green card within a year. That's what we know for sure. Everything else, we speculate. Okay? So do that free evaluation, come to the complex immigration planning to get that strategy, start your case with the complete case filing, and get your residency and for your family and for yourself within a year. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here.